All I am is a man. I want the world in my hands.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the video. Thank you for clicking on this video, and today we're going to be looking at the Money in the Bank 2018. I'm going to be going through the matches and doing some predictions. So without further ado, it's a long card. It's a big card. There's way too many matches on this. So let's jump right into it so we can keep this video relatively short. Alright, starting off, we're going to start off with the lone kickoff match. Although so far it's the lone kickoff match. Who knows? They'll probably end up adding a second match. Who knows? Right now, the lone kickoff match is the Bludgeon Brothers and Gallows and Anderson for the SmackDown Live Tag Team Championships. This match is kind of... I mean, by the end of the night, this match is going to be completely lost in the shuffle. I mean, you know, they haven't even been feuding on TV that much. They've only actually appeared, like, after the Gallows and Anderson won the title shot, and then they only had, like, a singles match in which Gallows and Anderson won. I think it was Anderson beat Luke Harper, I think, via roll-up. And, I mean, it has no attention. That's why it's on a kickoff match. Honestly, it didn't need to be added to the card at all. I would have much rather seen this main event, a SmackDown Live, and get them, like, 15-20 minutes match. It would have, it would be remembered more for that probably. So I'm picking the Bludgeon Brothers. I think they're just going to continue this dominant run. I think they're going to retain the titles. All right, now moving on to the main show. Starting off, I'm going to start off with Big Cass versus Daniel Bryan. I think this match actually will open the show. It seems like that kind of match that they like to throw in there, where it's not a title match, but it's a singles match with a lot of heat. It would get the crowd going. It's going to start the main show off really right because everyone's going to be behind Daniel Bryan. I think I'm picking Big Cass to win this because I just think they're going to do a 2 out of 3 kind of thing. I just think they're going to trade wins. I think they're going to have some kind of an Extreme Rules match in the July pay-per-view, which is Extreme Rules. And I think Daniel Bryan will ultimately win the feud via that. But this one I have Big Cass winning. I haven't decided if I have him winning clean or in heelish ways. I'll go ahead and say he wins via heelish ways, which makes him look like shit, honestly, if you think about it, because he's twice Daniel Bryan's size, so if he has to cheat to beat him, it looks like shit, but that's what I'm going with. I just think they want to protect Daniel Bryan because he's so hot right now. They don't want to give him a clean pin, so Big Cass win over Daniel Bryan. Alright, next match we'll be talking about is Seth Rollins versus Elias for the Intercontinental Championship, my favorite championship, the best championship, the #1 championship on Monday Night Raw. Alright, so I'm going to have Seth Rollins retain over here. I think they're behind Elias a lot. They love him. He's a great act, but is Elias really the type of character that needs a championship? My opinion, no. Meanwhile, Seth Rollins is red hot with that title. He's making that title mean something. Every match he has for that title is absolute money, whether it's on pay-per-view or it's on Raw. It is absolute money right now. To take that title off him would be a big mistake. There's been some rumors floating around that at SummerSlam they want to do Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins for a winner-take-all match. And then, finally having Brock drop the title, supposedly. I mean, I don't think that's ever going to happen at this point. But in terms of this match, Money in the Bank 2018, I have Seth Rollins beating Elias. They're not going to steal the show. Straight up, they're not going to steal the show. Elias is limited in-ring. He's just one of those guys where his character way oversees his in-ring wrestling ability. Kind of like Alexa Bliss. Kind of the male version of Alexa Bliss. So for this match, I have Seth Rollins winning clean. Curb stomp. Retains the title. Alright, next up, the next match we're going to talk about is Bobby Lashley versus Sami Zayn. Sorry, I almost fell asleep thinking about that match because this feud sucks. This is one of the worst builds to a pay-per-view match I can think of. I mean, it's so bad. I mean, talk about just Bobby Lashley coming in with some steam. Everyone's excited he's back. And then, they always, they ruin a lot of guys, whether it's an NXT call-up or whether it's a new sign-in from TNA or Ring of Honor or something. They do ruin some guys, and eventually they try and build them back up. I have never seen anyone ruined faster than Bobby Lashley's return. This has been so bad. What is this? I'm just thinking about the past few weeks with the sisters and everything. I mean, it's like the writers just don't know who he is. Did they watch him in TNA? Probably not. Have they seen old stuff of him in WWE and what made him so over? Probably not. And then Sami Zayn, he was trying his hardest. He was trying so hard to make this feud worthwhile and something that people want to see. Now, I will say Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn, in ring wise, they're two of my favorites. If they do get 10 to 15 minutes and there's no BS kind of finish where there's we gotta tell a story, brother. If they just have a match, I'm predicting Bobby. By the way, Bobby Lashley is winning. I think I think that's expected. You can't hand this guy a singles loss this early. You got to at least put him in the title hunt before you do that. So I have Bobby Lashley winning. But if they have 10-15 minutes and it's just a match and they can lay out and do what they want, and producers throw in some good stuff, this could be a good match. But the feud sucks. So hopefully this is a one time only match, so it doesn't carry over to Extreme Rules. Hopefully that way we don't have to see more build to it. But in terms of the actual match, I have Bobby Lashley winning this clean. All right, the 4th match on the main show and the 5th match overall. There's so many matches on this card. Roman Reigns and Jinder Mahal. Honestly, I think if they want to get the most heat for this match, they would have this one open the show actually over Daniel Bryan Big Cass, because at least the Chicago fans, they'd get it out the way, and then the rest of the night's going to be very good because most of the smart mark fans like us, I like Roman and I like Jinder. I may not like the pushes that they get, but I like them. I think they're great. Especially Roman in ring. He has consistent pay-per-view matches. They're usually really good. Except for the last one with Samoa Joe. That was actually really surprising. The one with Samoa Joe at Backlash. That was actually really surprising how bad it was. Just so many rest holds. It was so bad. This match, on this night, Money in the Bank, I have Roman Reigns beating Jinder Mahal. I mean, what can you say? There's nothing really at stake here. It's just they've been beating the shit out of each other. I just think, Roman wins. LOL. All right, the next match that we're going to be talking about is for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. Carmella, the champion, in her second title defense on pay-per-view against Asuka, who's getting another chance after failing at WrestleMania, losing her streak. And then she loses a tag match on SmackDown. The whole streak thing, that's completely gone. She's kind of like a normal character, and where her the speciality of her is gone. But it's not dead yet. If they put the title on her tonight, she's right back where she started, and they can set up a Charlotte and Asuka SummerSlam rematch if they want. But maybe have Charlotte win Money in the Bank. That's not my prediction. You'll see later. But in terms of tonight, they can really save Asuka and put her right back in that prestige by giving her the title and have her hold it until at least WrestleMania. In my opinion, you got to get, especially for a first title reign for a character like that, you can't have her be like a Sasha Banks where she just has title reign and title reign and title reign, but she just keeps losing it and never defending it. If you want to make her prestigious and one of the best women wrestlers that has ever been in the company, have her win the championship on this night and just go on a tear. And, and don't lose it. Don't lose, singles match, a non-title match on SmackDown or anything. Go on a tear like she did in NXT. That is what made her special. And that is my prediction. I have Asuka beating Carmella via submission, clean, on Money in the Bank. All right, next up, we're going to talk about another women's title match, the Raw women's title match. Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey's first singles pay-per-view match. Is it first singles match ever, actually? Because I know when she does the live events in Europe and stuff, she's mainly like those 6-woman tags and stuff with like Ember and Sasha, and like maybe Natalya, and they're doing like 6-woman tags. I think this is her first singles match ever. I'm pretty sure her and Nia, knowing what they did with the match at WrestleMania, pretty sure they've been rehearsing the crap out of this in Florida at the Performance Center probably. I think it'll be a good match. It's so weird. It's like one of the weirdest matchups that Ronda Rousey could possibly have. It's like pretty much the only woman that's bigger than her, besides like maybe Tamina's bigger than her, but Nia Jax is pretty much the only woman that's bigger than her, and has some credibility for being an ass kicker. I mean, she looks like, maybe in real life if she had the same training as Ronda, that she maybe could beat Ronda in real life, but we know that wouldn't be the case. Ronda would tear her apart. Result of the actual match tonight, I don't see Ronda winning the title this early. I mean, I think they could do it as a shock value, but I think by the end of the night, when you have a last man standing WWE title match and you have 2 Money in the Bank ladder matches, Ronda winning the title here would be so lost. I think it would be better to do it at a SummerSlam or something against Natalya or something. That's foreshadowing for my women's Money in the Bank prediction. I don't know. I just think it's too early to put the title on her. But that's what everyone's saying. So I think because everyone's saying that they're just going to do one of those swerves. Like kind of like how they did at WrestleMania. It's like, oh, well, Roman's going to beat Brock. Roman's going to beat Brock, duh. And then, they think Roman's going to win. Brock wins. Ha. Fuck you guys. They might do that here. They might just be like, oh, everyone thinks it's too early for her. Fuck it, put the title on her. They might actually do that. It would get a lot of publicity. I mean, I could see the articles now on ESPN and ABC and whatever. Ronda Rousey wins title after being in the company for 2 months. I mean, or competing in the company for 2 months. She's been signed for 6 months at this point. That's not what I'm gonna predict here. I'm gonna play it safe here because I try to get as many right as I can. I've never had one pay-per-view where I've gotten every single one right. I've come one short quite a few times. I want to say Elimination Chamber. I was like one short. I got one wrong. But for this match, I have Ronda Rousey winning by disqualification. I think either Nia will. She'll just do one of those corner spots where she's just, stomping in the corner, and she just, oh, she won't stop stomping. Oh my God, 1, 2, 3, DQ, something like that. Or maybe she just gets a chair and just hits Ronda in the back. That's DQ. I think that I don't see Nia losing the title after only 2 months. I think you should build her as a dominant champion as well. Have her go on a run until at least SummerSlam or sometime in the fall or something. I think her value as a first-time champion is similar to Asuka's, where it's like it's her first title reign. You got to establish that she's a badass and she can defend the title. But you can't really beat Ronda either. You can't really beat. So this is a weird match. I have Ronda winning by DQ, and we'll see what happens. I'm excited just to see what they do. All right, the next match we're going to be talking about is Shinsuke Nakamura and AJ Styles for the 4th time for the WWE Championship. All right, so at the Greatest Royal Rumble and Backlash, we saw a bunch of non-finishes. It was like a count out, and then it was like a double 10 count spot in the ring. This is a last man standing match to where whoever doesn't answer the 10 count loses. This is kind of I don't mean to compare the Japanese stars like this because Shinsuke and Asuka are kind of similar because they came up around the same time. They got title pushes around the same time. They both lost at WrestleMania when people thought they were both going to win. Asuka more so than Shinsuke. Shinsuke, this is his sixth WWE Championship match. If he loses his for the 6th time, it makes him look like shit. They have to put the title on him. It is time for Shinsuke Nakamura to be WWE Champion. I love AJ. No one loves AJ as much as I do. Now, I'm sure there's someone out there that does, a fanboy. Too sweet, brother. He's held the title since November. It's been a great reign. It's been like 8 months. It's a great reign. I'm happy with it. I'm cool if it ends. Shinsuke, this whole heel thing, everyone's behind it. He's got a lot of heat. He's still hot. But if you have him lose as a heel for the 3rd time, technically he didn't lose. He was just kind of a double, but he failed to win the title. Nevertheless, if you have him lose for the 6th time and the 3rd time as a heel, he's just done at that point. He is done. You have to put the title on him tonight. That's what I'm predicting. I don't know if they're going to go the low blow thing because that's what he's been doing. He's been doing low blow. I think they might work that in the finish where he gives him a low blow and then he just then he has AJ hold a chair and he Kinshasas the chair into his face. I don't know if they'll do something like that. They typically don't do chair stuff to the face anymore. I can't really predict the finish, other than I just think Shinsuke's gonna win. I think it's time, man. I think it's time for Shinsuke Nakamura heel to be the champion. He's still, he's only been on the main roster for a year and a couple months, a year and 2 months, I want to say. He came up right after WrestleMania, so he's still got that prestige, the specialness. But if you have him lose here, to me, it's over. I don't even know where you put him after this. Do you put him in like a mid-card feud with like Randy Orton or something? What do you do with him if he loses to AJ here? This is surely the last match, probably. If Shinsuke wins, they might have like a rematch on SmackDown or something. So I'm predicting Shinsuke wins. And quite frankly, I hope to see it. Maybe I'm fantasy booking. I'm just predicting what I want to see. But I think Shinsuke's going to take WWE Championship and Money in the Bank. All right, moving on. The last 2 matches are the Money in the Bank ladder matches, and we're gonna start off with the women's match. All right, so in the match, let's see if I can do. I have my predictions on my phone here, but I don't have like who's in the match, so I'm gonna see if I can think of who's in the match. It's Natalya, Sasha Banks, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Lana, Charlotte, Becky Lynch. That's 7. Oh goodness. Oh, okay. And Ember Moon. It was Ember Moon. I think she's the one I forgot. So Ember Moon, Alexa Bliss, Sasha Banks, Natalya. Those are the 4 Raw. And then on SmackDown, you got Lana, Naomi, Charlotte, and Becky. So those are the 8. I'm predicting Natalya to win. I think their main concern, the writers, I feel like they've literally assigned the writers hey, I want 50% of your work to design shit for Ronda Rousey because we need to keep this mainstream attention going. We need people to watch these pay-per-views that don't normally watch for Ronda Rousey. So I think Natalya winning the Money in the Bank is purely for Ronda Rousey's storyline, potentially setting up a match at either Extreme Rules or SummerSlam. Maybe even for the title. Maybe Natalya cashes in on this night. Maybe the Women's Money in the Bank is the first match, and she wins, and then she cashes in at the end of Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax. That could happen. They actually even teased that on Raw. Corey Graves actually called out a line where it's Natalya, Natalya could, or no, they said the winner could cash in on Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax because of how destructive the match would be or whatever they said. So I'm picking Natalya to win. It's kind of a dark horse one because she's the oldest one in this match. She's the veteran in this. So typically you would think a Money in the Bank would go to someone who hasn't won the title yet, and pretty much, like literally everyone in this match has won the title except for Lana. Everyone else has won the title, and Ember Moon. Ember Moon has only won the NXT title. I'm picking Natalya to win just because of the Ronda thing. You know, she came to Raw and turned babyface for no reason. She was a heel on Smack. They just completely forgot about that. And then they instantly were like, boom, she's friends with Ronda Rousey. And then, you know, everyone could tell where it's going from there. Natalya's probably going to turn on her, setting up a match. That's why I think Natalya's going to win. All right, moving on to the final match of my predictions. I hope this video hasn't been too long. I've been trying to get out, but I have a lot of thoughts on this pay-per-view. I'm really excited to watch it this weekend. Takeovers. Well, I thought about doing a takeover video, but I was thinking about merging it, but I just decided it would be too long. I think we'll do a takeover. We'll do a takeover prediction for the SummerSlam. But for now, how about this? I'll put my takeover predictions in the description. So look down below right now or after the video for my takeover predictions. But the final match of this night is the men's Money in the Bank. They might have this main event. They had a main event last year over a WWE Championship. Yeah, there was a it was Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal last year. They had the Money in the Bank ladder match main event over this. But in my opinion, especially because I picked Shinsuke to win, I think the WWE title should main event tonight, especially because they didn't main event a Backlash. Everyone was pissed about that. I think it should main event. It should end with a crown and champion, an 8-month WWE title reign ending by the hands of Shinsuke Nakamura. So I don't think this men's Money in the Bank will main event. But real quick, we're going to go through the participants from SmackDown. Let's see if I can do this one take this time. From SmackDown, Rusev, Miz, Samoa Joe. Fuck. Oh, it's one of the New Day members. That's why I couldn't think of it, because they haven't said who's going to be. It's going to be a surprise up until the match. It's going to be one of the New Day members. So I guess that's kind of a prediction in itself. Who do you think? Let me know down below in the comments which New Day member is going to be in the Money in the Bank. This could be one of those things that they every now and then they have like breaking news on Twitter. They have breaking news on Twitter. They'll announce like a Thursday or like a Friday before, just to get you hyped. Just because they don't normally have anything going on Thursdays or Fridays, so they like to announce things on Twitter. They could do that. I think they should save it for the match. And I predict that they're going to put Xavier Woods in. Actually, I think it's going to be a big swerve. Everyone thinks that, you know, it would be Big E, because if there was any member of the New Day that would become WWE champion, it would be Big E. I think everyone can agree on that. But none of the New Day members are going to win it anyways. They're probably like the least picked person to win this match. So I think it's going to do Xavier Woods just to give him like the kind of rub, and because he can do a lot of crazy stuff with ladders. He's got a great idea, man. If you ever watch his matches with the Usos, they constructed a lot of crazy spots, man, and a lot of it was Xavier Woods. The Usos were on like Edge and Christian's podcast, and they said Xavier Woods came up with a lot of those cool spots that I've never seen before, quite frankly. He's really a great innovator. He can do some crazy stuff with the ladder. So I think Xavier Woods will be the member of the New Day who goes to the ladder match. And the Raw participants, we're going to see if I can do this. This one I'm more kind of familiar with. It's Finn Balor, Bobby Roode, Braun Strowman, Kevin Owens. Boom. One take, baby. This is a tough one, man. Most of the safe picks are Braun Strowman. And then you got quite a few people picking Samoa Joe. I think because they already did, and this goes with my other pick, because every pick does coincide with each other because it is a co-branded pay-per-view, you know, and you got co-branded people on both ladder matches. I think they're going to give one Money in the Bank to each show. That makes sense, doesn't it? I mean, it just makes sense. So Natalya, I had Natalya winning it. She's on Raw. So naturally, I'm going to pick a SmackDown guy. Most people would probably say Samoa Joe. I'm actually going to pick The Miz. Now, I know what you may be thinking. The Miz, this past Tuesday on SmackDown Live, he lifted the Money in the Bank briefcase. It turned out to have pancakes in it. Haha, LOL. He lifted the Money in the Bank briefcase, and typically that is like a curse, where it's like anyone who's ever lifted it on TV to say, like, hey, I'm going to win, typically they never win it. I don't know if that's actually true. We can, you know, someone go back and watch all the go-home shows to Money in the Bank and see if anyone lifted it and actually did end up winning it. I'm sure someone has. I mean, it is there is some truth to the curse. Maybe it is true, but and The Miz is he was the most recent guy to lift it too. I still haven't. I just haven't won. I think it's just gonna be a great swerve. I think people backstage and the higher ups, they're really happy with how he elevated the Intercontinental title, and he always had pretty good matches and pretty good feuds with it too. It got Roman over too to a certain extent when he had the IC title from The Miz. I think they just want to do a little fall run with the WWE title. You know, I don't think he's gonna like carry it into WrestleMania or anything, but like possibly through Survivor Series and maybe lose it at the Rumble or lose it at the Elimination Chamber up to WrestleMania. I think they love his work, his mic work. They love his heelless acts. I think man, this is a bold prediction. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm talking about it, I'm starting to think maybe he won't win it, but I'm gonna stick with my prediction. I'm going balls out here, man. Well, not literally. I have shorts on, I promise. But I have The Miz winning the Money in the Bank. I think it would be a great swerve. I think him and Kevin Owens would be the most likely guys. Like, if you were to pick someone to cash in, and like after a match, after someone's beaten, like those are the two guys. It would be The Miz and Kevin Owens. The Miz is only a one-time WWE champion. It wasn't a good reign. This is 8 years later after that reign. He has improved so much character-wise and in-ring. I just think it's the time, man. I just think he can really run a show as a heel champ. Now, it doesn't really make sense because I picked Shinsuke, the heel, to win the title, and now The Miz at the Money in the Bank. So obviously Shinsuke's gonna have to probably drop that, and then Miz would cash in on whoever beats Shinsuke. But I'm overthinking a little bit. Bottom line, I have The Miz winning the Money in the Bank. All right, so those are my predictions. This card is long as shit, and this video is long as shit. It has 10 matches on this card, 1 on the kickoff, 9 on the main show. Let's hope they don't add any more. This has been Tire Die. Give it a thumbs up. If you liked it, give it a thumbs down. If you didn't, let me know in the comments if you'll be watching. I think it's going to be a great show. I'm excited for that. I'm a little more excited for TakeOver. Ricochet and Velveteen Dream. I think that's going to be absolute money. So it's gonna be a good weekend in general, man. I mean, you got the World Cup is starting. I mean, you got the World Cup and these shows. I mean, I might never leave my room. Like I said, look in the description down below for my TakeOver predictions. I'm excited for these shows. So share the video if you liked it. Subscribe if you haven't already. And peace from the Southeast.